My 8-year-old son has been in a few fights at school. Not like full-on fist fights, but he shoved a kid to the ground and elbowed another one in the face. When I asked him why, his response was always, "Because they deserved it." What does that even mean? And how do I get him to stop? My daughter, age 12, has been accused of bullying. She denies it, of course, but she also won't let me read her school messages. I've no idea what it says, but apparently it's bad enough that the school counselor called us in for a meeting. Now the school is threatening suspension if it happens again. My 16-year-old son was caught vaping at school. It's against the rules and he admitted to it. He said it was an accident. He didn't mean to bring it. But then when the vice principal called me, I found out it's actually the third time this year. I asked my son what he thought he should get suspended for 3 times. He just shrugged. I told him he needs to be more careful. I don't want him getting suspended, but I also don't want him breaking the rules. Each of these stories comes from real parents just like you. Today we're going to tackle the tough job of parenting. If your child bullies others, do you protect them or punish them? Let's take a closer look at each story and find out how to make the right choice. Number 1, your child is a bully. Your child has shoved and elbowed other children. That's not okay. We need to talk about that. But before we do anything, we first need to understand why our child is acting this way. Are they being bullied themselves? Do they struggle with anger management? Are they frustrated they can't fit in? Once we figure that out, we can better understand how to move forward. When my son was in preschool, he bit another child who had taken his toy. After I picked him up, I asked the teacher what happened. She said, "He did really well until playtime. Then someone took his truck. He asked for it back, but when they wouldn't, he bit him." My son had always been a gentle soul, so I was shocked. But that gave me the clue I needed to ask the right questions. I found out that he struggled to share and would often get upset when things weren't fair. After that, we worked on sharing at home. We set up playtime with other kids so he could practice. We talked about how to ask for his toys back without hurting anyone. This approach not only helped him control his anger, it also helped him make friends. He learned that being a good friend made him more popular. Number 2, your child is being accused of bullying. We all know that bullying is wrong, but sometimes it's hard to tell if our child is doing it or being done to. To find out what's happening, communication is key. Ask your child how their day was, but instead of waiting for them to tell you something is wrong, tell them you're always available if they want to talk. Let them know you love them no matter what. That way, they'll feel safe enough to open up. After hearing my mom's words, my daughter came clean. Another girl had stolen her phone and she took it back. Okay, that makes sense, but it's still against school rules. I told her I was proud of her for taking a stand, but she still got suspended. After she calmed down, I explained, "You can't take another student's phone. You also can't hit them because they hit you, but you can always tell a teacher if you feel unsafe." I told her I loved her and would help her through any problems. She hugged me and apologized. I knew she felt remorseful. I'm glad she told me what happened. Now we're working together to solve the problem. 3, your child broke the rules. Our kids will break the rules. It's part of growing up. As parents, we want to teach them to be responsible. We don't want them to get suspended. So what do? First, find out why they did it. Were they just curious? Were they trying to fit in? Knowing the answer will help you decide what kind of punishment will work best. After talking to my son, I found out he brought the vape to school because his friend dared him to. My son wanted to fit in, so he did it. I was angry, but more than that, I was disappointed. He'd been doing so well. I told him, "I'm disappointed you would do this, after all the hard work you've put in." We talked about how one bad decision can affect everything. I told him I loved him and would support him, but he needs to make better decisions. I knew he understood. All of these stories have one thing in common: communication. Each parent was able to work with their child because they took the time to communicate. They asked questions and listened to the answers. Remember, your child won't always admit to everything they do, but if they know you're there to listen and help, they'll feel safe enough to open up. In the end, communication will help you all solve the problem. The next time your child comes home upset, take the time to talk to them. Listen to their side of the story and offer words of affirmation. Let them know you're there for them and you'll help them through anything. They might just surprise you with how much they've learned. Parenting is hard. We know that. Even though we love our kids more than anything, sometimes it can be tough to communicate with them. If you're struggling to communicate with your child, please reach out for help. A mental health professional can teach you communication skills that can benefit both you and your child. Click the link below to find a therapist near you.